All right, I think it's going to work this time.
Oh, good.
And it says we're live.
Cool.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another special edition of Reawaken Your Competitive Spirit, the After Action Report. And this time we have Jim Edwards. What's up, Jim?
Hey, Marty, how are you?
Doing well, doing well. For those of you who don't know, Jim is an amazing human being. He's a sales copywriting wizard, content marketing genius, internet multimillionaire, 8-figure award winner through a single sales funnel. He's appeared in the New York Times, and he's dedicated himself to helping non-salespeople sell more of whatever it is they sell. And like I said, he is one of the most generous people I've met while playing this game. So thank you for being on here, Jim.
Well, thank you for having me. Hell, I ought to have you write my intros for me more often.
Hey, I mean, if the price is right. Anyway, so I wanted to get Jim on here because he's helped me out a lot, and I wanted to pass this on to you guys because it was back probably about 2 years ago now, whenever he came out with the Copywriting and Secrets Masterclass and 2CCX, and it totally changed my life, totally changed my world. So Jim, could you tell us a little bit about how you got started in sales, copywriting, and content marketing?
Well, it was interesting because I wrote a book on how to sell your house yourself, and I actually wrote it back in I wrote it from 92 to 96, and then I got rejected. It took me 4 years to write the book. So it took me 4 years to write my first book. My last book, not including this one, I created the content in like 73 minutes. So I've gotten a little faster, but I got rejected by 40 different publishers, and it was actually more than 40, but I stopped counting at 40 because I was getting tired of taking the shots to my ego. And so I actually, I was at homecoming, and I ran into a fraternity brother, and we were just talking. He and his dad had bought a web server, or they have I don't know if they still do, but they had an advertising agency in New Jersey. And long story short, I said, hey, do you think I got a book I wrote. Do you think I could sell it on the internet? And he's like, sure. Now, like, he knew, he just wanted to sell some hosting. I mean, I was paying $150 a month in hosting for not much space. But the bottom line was I published my book online, and I ran into the exact same problem that everybody runs into when they go, okay, I'm going to go sell on the internet. I'm going to go make money on the internet. And I got a website, and holy crap, what do I say to get people to buy? So I modeled a bunch of stuff that I had just kind of seen, ads and other stuff, and it sucked. And I was listening to advice from like a million different people. And so I had got a website up, but it didn't convert very well. But I didn't really understand about sales copy. So what I said, okay, I got a site, so now I got to get a bunch of traffic. So I actually got really, really good at driving traffic. I was writing articles, and I got the idea to write articles, which is a fancy way of saying, or the fancy way to say that I was doing content marketing before anybody called it that. And so I started driving I would say a shit ton of traffic, but this is your show, so I wouldn't say that. But I started driving just a ton of traffic and started making some sales. And then finally in February of 2001, I was introduced to the idea of a 1-page sales letter. And so I was like, holy crap, where have you been all my life? And I was actually at a conference in Boulder, Colorado. I sat down in the conference, not in the conference, but in the hotel. And I took all the stuff that I had on this 40-page website, and I kind of reassembled some stuff. And then I added my story of why I wrote the book and how I came to learn what I learned. And the next morning, my sales had gone up 250%, and they stayed there. It wasn't like just something different and I made some sales, but I went up 250% and stayed there. And that's when I realized that I needed to get really good at putting words on paper and words on a screen and words in an email. And at that time, nobody was doing video. And so I just needed to get really good at doing that. So I made the commitment to learn how to do it. And I started studying everything I could get my hands on. But the most important thing I did is I just started doing it and making offer after offer after offer after offer, and seeing what worked and seeing what didn't work. And so now I am surrounded by rubber chickens and unicorns, and you know that I have made it.
That's a surefire signal that you made it.
That's right.
That's what I'm looking for to show up one day.
Oh, you can get the rubber chicken now. It only takes 10 seconds to put a rubber chicken on your set, but it takes 10 years to earn. I'm just playing. Doesn't take 10 years.
So, did you experience any major roadblocks along the way? Because whenever I first found out about you, I heard about your story of how you had a heart condition and you were broken living in a trailer park and all these kind of things. Like, how did that affect you?
There was that. So here's the thing. Everybody has roadblocks. Everybody has problems. Nobody's life is perfect. There's always something that you could focus on that is wrong. At the time that I was figuring all this stuff out, by the way, I developed a heart condition at age 32, was told that I had heart failure and that I was not going to make it very long, relatively speaking, to my peers. My business that I had started with a fraternity brother of mine was failing. I was working 18 hours a day, was not making any money. We were going deeper and deeper and deeper into debt, was working my ass off, but we were paying for all this stuff. And so I was living in a trailer with a leaky roof and a bad electrical system. I mean, any of the stuff you want to say that was wrong, you can either focus on that and make that your reality, or you can look out and say, you know what? This might be the current circumstances, but I'm not going to let this define me. This is not the story that I'm going to live for my life. And so I knew that there was something better for me. And, the funny thing is from that time in February of 2001, I was working for a company that was paying me $1,500 a month. All right. And so I was making up the rest of it with book sales and whatnot. And so that June, I pissed off my boss and he fired me because we had a fundamental difference of opinion as to how things should be done. By the way, from that February to June, I had developed a product. I had written the sales letter for the product and had gotten that product to where it was making $100,000 a month for this guy. And he fired me. And so my wife looked at me when I came home and said, look, you got a month to make this work. But if you can figure out a way to make us, a quarter of what you were making for him, we'll be doing better than we've been doing in years. And so I went and got a part-time job. I was working for a real estate agent doing her computer work from 1 to 5 in the afternoon. And I got up and I worked from basically 4 in the morning until noon when I had to go to my job. And then I was just busting my ass getting stuff done. But by being focused and knowing what I wanted to get done, from September of 2001 to December of 2001, I made more money than I had made the previous 4 years combined. So in that space of that 1 year, I went from making $1,500 a month to I think we ended up doing $400,000 in total sales the last 3-4 months of the year. So that was pretty cool. And it all came down to 3 things: getting real good at making offers, which is sales copy, getting real good at creating content to selling something that people wanted, and driving traffic, getting people to my offers. And the biggest way that I did that actually was through affiliate marketing, because I had no money to buy ads. And back in 2001, there really wasn't anywhere to buy ads. You could go and try and buy ads from individual websites, which is still a legitimate way of doing it. You could, there was a site called goto.com, which, you could buy traffic for like a nickel a click. It's like, what? Oh my God, that's so expensive. There's no way in hell anybody could do that. And so it's just, everything's relative. So I got really good at joint ventures and at finding and recruiting affiliates and persuading them basically to send an email about my product. because there weren't even people really doing teleseminars back then. You're probably too young to even remember what the hell a teleseminar is. But we used to do what we're doing here on this thing called a phone.
Oh,
And
no.
it wasn't a cell phone. It was like a phone that was plugged into the wall, and people would dial numbers, like actually remember the numbers, and they would call in and talk to other people on the phone and make presentations on these things called teleseminars, which was a major breakthrough in 2003 when you were like 6.
I was a little older than that, but I mean,
Okay.
outrageous all the same. So where should people be focusing their efforts if they want to succeed in both the long and short term?
If you want to succeed, you got to get really good at a couple of things. You got to get really good at hooking people. You got to get really good at, in one sentence, in one picture, in one blurb, being able to get people to stop that feed, because the whole world's just a feed that's going by, and you got to be able to be like, stop, what? And then they'll look and at least give you like 5 seconds to see if you got something they're interested in. So you got to get really good at hooks. You got to get really good at converting them. Once you've grabbed them, once you've hooked them, you better be able to tell a story that makes them want to take action. Okay. Now, then the story could be a story about you, about someone else, about a product, about them, there's a ton of different types of stories that you can tell, but basically you got to hook them, you got to tell them a story, and then you got to make them an offer they can't refuse. So that could be as easy on social media as stopping people with a picture and then telling them a story about what's on the other side of this hook, on the other side of this link. And if you click here, you can find out some cool stuff. That is actually hook, story, offer. You can do it with 3 sentences. So the other could be a big ass long sales letter. I mean, it's just, but learning that hook, story, offer, and then finally learning how to drive traffic, whether driving it. And there's basically 3 ways to drive traffic. All right. 3 big buckets. You can buy it, you can borrow it, and you can build it. You can buy ads, you can borrow it, which means ultimately, getting people to send you traffic on credit, being an affiliate. All right.
Yep.
Buy, borrow, build. And build is content marketing, everything from your blog to emails you send out to your own list. So that's, those are the 3 things you got to get good at. And you don't have to be a master. You just have to, it's like 3 spinning plates. If you can get all 3 plates to spin at the same time, then you can make money or get subscribers or do whatever it is you're trying to do.
Right on. I remember one of my biggest problems, and you have a funny story about this, is like old Southern neighbor takes a long time to ramp up. He has a story to tell you to 20 to 30 minutes before he gets to the point. It was like, I remember, like, that's me. I don't know how to slap someone and get their attention. So it's like finally starting to get it a little bit. Not that kind of hook, but the other kind.
There you go.
So where do you see most people really grinding their gears and all this stuff and wasting their time?
I think the biggest thing that people do is they create content, or a couple different places. They create content and don't promote it. So they think just the fact that they created something gets them a ticket to the game, and that's not true. You have to sell and promote your content as much as anything else. You have to really focus on building your tribe. And so I've seen these people, Jim, I made a Facebook Live every day for the last week and I didn't make a single sale. Okay, jackass, I busted my ass for 4 years and barely made any freaking money. So let me know in 3 years and 51 weeks how you're doing. All right. It's a process. That's the number 1 thing. All right. Number 2, they don't focus on a specific group of people fast enough. So they come out with this thing, whatever it is, and like, everybody can buy it. Okay, well, if you try and sell to everyone, you're going to sell to no one. You got to pick a very specific group of people and give them messages that make them say, holy crap, this person really understands me and they have the solution to my problem. Let me go see what they're all about. So those would be the 2 biggest things. And then the 3rd thing would be not focusing on driving traffic consistently. So here's the key. And I don't know if, I know you have my buddy Stu Smith, who's actually, he works with me on my membership site. He and I had a membership site for 3 years, and then we folded the two of them together. But he and I have always said that you are basically a marketing company or a media marketing company that sells X. You are not an author who you're not an author. You're a marketing company that sells a book that you wrote. You're not a product creator. You are a marketing company that sells the product that you created. And so people think, okay, once I create the product, once I write the book, once I do this course, once I create the challenge, once I create the coaching, it's like the world should be the path to my door. And that's not it. Once you have created that, then your hat, you take this hat off and you put on your marketing hat, and that's the hat you wear all the time to go sell the crap that you made. That's the third place that people fall down.
Awesome. So, are there any other golden nuggets you want to leave with us today?
That wasn't enough.
Oh, I mean, any more? I'm just asking.
Wow. I would say that right now we're in a tough time. All right. And I know that we're in a tough time. I will tell you that I have been in tougher times, and that you need to pay attention to your own world, not so much the hysteria of the world around you. Because back in 2001, when I was really getting rolling, the stock market went through a big collapse and a big problem back then. Didn't mean shit to me. I didn't have any money in stocks. And then in 2009, when the market went to shit, I lost 40% of my net worth dissolved in 72 hours. And I remember I was standing at the gas station with my son-in-law who'd just gotten back from Iraq. And we were standing there. I told him what happened. I said, dude, I lost like $600,000 in the last 72 hours. He said, I can go shoot somebody. I said, Jesus, easy on the PTSD. But I thought about it. I was like, yeah, different person might want to go shoot somebody. The thing is, there's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is focus in on what you can control. And here's what you can control. You can control yourself and your attitude, number one. Number two, you can control the solutions that you are going into the marketplace with. People still have money to spend. People are freaking out right now about something. They're waking up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat. If you can show them how to solve their problem, whether it's dealing with their little rug munchers that are home right now because they're on quarantine, or the fact that they don't know how they're going to keep selling whatever they sell in their business, or how they're going to be able to, keep their employees rolling, or how they're going to just whatever it is. And you come in and say, look, you got this problem. I got this solution. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this, and this. And it's worth this. And all I'm charging is this. I mean, that's honest to God. That's it. People will beat a path to your door. But most people are so self-absorbed. They are so in their own little pity pot. Oh my God. Then they can't get anything done. You need to be externally focused, not internally focused. But when I say externally focused, I mean externally focused on the problems of a specific group of people that you can solve, and a problem that they're willing to pay you for the solution. In the Great Depression, a lot of companies went out of business, but a lot of other companies got really, really freaking rich. So what you need to do is focus on people's problems and providing an authentic solution for them, and you will do fine. All right. If you don't, your world is going to suck. So it's your choice. I know that sounds really, really harsh, but it's the freaking truth.
I love it. And if I had a mic, I would drop it, but I don't. Okay. Well, I mean, this one is.
Yeah, but that you don't want to. That's $100 mic, dude.
So
and $100 is $100.
Yeah. Let's not be wasteful here. So where can people find out more about you, what you're up to right now? I know that you are trying to win an affiliate contest right now. I don't know how much longer that's going on.
Well, the funny thing is that yes, I am trying to win an affiliate contest. But that that's like down here as far as the why or what I'm doing. Okay. Yes, it would be nice to win. But right now, my buddy Russell Brunson is pushing the pre-release of his book, Traffic Secrets, which is an amazing book. I've read it twice. I've known a little bit about driving traffic. I've been selling online since 1997. You do the math, how long that is, like 24 years. So this is a really good book. And there's not a person selling online or who wants to sell online who doesn't need to know how to do traffic. All right. So it's in your best interest to get this book. And I also understand that times are kind of hard right now and that people are worried. So I came up with a whole bunch of cool bonuses to incentivize people to get the book. And by the way, Russell's giving the book away. All you have to do is just pay shipping and handling. It's like $9.99 or whatever, less than $10. And they'll send you this book in May. They're doing all the pre-orders right now, but I was also like, well, crap, I'm going to pay $10 to get a book and I'm not going to get it for like a month and a half. So my thought was, okay, I can't control? I can't control when they ship the book, but I can control what I give you for buying through me. So I came up with a bunch of really cool bonuses that we're giving people to jump on board with it. I've got a whole bunch of different software, push button wizards, that I've been selling for years. Tens of thousands of people have used them. We give you your pick of one of those. So it's up to a $497 value. I'm doing a live challenge on May 4th through the 8th. I'm going to be teaching people how to create the ultimate video sales letter, walking them through day by day, how to do that. You're going to get access to that. I've got a whole bunch of other stuff, a video that we did on a cruise ship this past January I had a friend of mine taping me with the iPhone. We've got a whole bunch of training on killer sales copy elements, how to create amazing landing pages. We've got other software that you get, an entire product creation workshop. There's ton stuff. And so if you go to insanebonuses.com and just, tell you all about all the bonuses. And then if you click the link on that page and buy after clicking the button on there, then within 24 to 48 hours, we'll give you membership access to the Insane Bonuses site. And then you'll be able to pick your wizard and access all that other stuff. So it's pretty cool. And I'm basically giving you like over $10,000 of value in bonuses to pay $10 for a book, because I really know that this book could change your life. So that's what I'm really focused on right now. And for this week.
For this week. Oh, that's awesome. And I've seen the bonuses. They are super awesome. They are really, really cool.
Thank you.
But I wanted to sweeten the pot a little bit here and do a little bit of a stealth close myself.
Excuse me. By the way,
I have to change costumes real quick too. This is something that Jim and I have bonded over. 1 second. So, by the way,
excuse me, Sam Fisher
stealth close right here. If you email me at marty@gearedupinsider.com and show me that you bought Traffic Secrets through Jim's link, or if you buy Jim's book, Copywriting Secrets, like if you've already bought it, you don't have to buy it through my link. Just email me, and I have some special bonuses from some stuff that Jim and I have done before. I'm going to hook you guys up with.
Wow.
A lot even more. So how's that for a stealth close? That's
awesome. Do those actually work? Do those have infrared you can actually see?
I wish. It's super hard to see with them all.
Oh, okay. Because, they came out, there was a thing that came with a deluxe version of Call of Duty a few years ago that actually they're infrared and they actually work.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So for just total geeky asideness.
Yep.
Well, that's really cool, man. Thank you.
No problem at all. Thank you for coming on. That's all we got for today. Got to run. And remember, guys, you are one upgrade away. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for having me.